like that! You like that!
What's going on? It's Coach Williams, and I'm back for another breakdown. So today we are going to talk Patriots. We're going to talk cover 2, Tampa 2, and why I think some of the pieces that are on the Patriots now are going to help them run this scheme to perfection. Okay, so this is going to be a 2 video series. So this first one, we're just going to key in on the corners and Christian Gonzalez. So Christian Gonzalez, standard boundary corner. Okay, so a lot of people have been talking about boundary corners on Patriots Twitter and stuff like that. The boundary corner is not an outside corner. The boundary corner is the corner that plays to the short side of the field where there are less receivers. So usually that's where the X is, right? The X usually travels alone if it's a 3-by-1. So Christian Gonzalez is the atypical boundary corner. The big physical guy that can be able to cover that X receiver that's going to be a more dominant, more physical receiver, a guy that, you know, teams believe can win one-on-one matchups. So if they choose in these situations to go zone, typically boundary style corners can play man and zone, and they're usually very, very physical. So cover 2, the cover 2 scheme is a physical scheme. It is predicated on the corners getting very good reroutes. And when Christian Gonzalez first reported to the Patriots, the first video that came out of him was him running this cover 2 drill. So I think that they wanted to test out his ability to see if he is able to run this scheme for them in the way that they want to. And obviously everyone was impressed with what they saw. So let's just play this video real quick. They're running this cover 2 jam and sink drill. And so you can play cover 2, Tampa 2 from off. But I personally love to play it from a pressed alignment, and the Patriots also love to do that as well. So you can see here, he's getting this jam on this coach here, right? He's got his outside leverage, and what they're doing here is they're simulating the coach bending inside here, right? So a receiver bending inside. And in this scheme, you don't want to chase a receiver inside because it's zone coverage, and you want to stay outside, right? So there's this thing in cover 2 called the 21-man rule. And what it means is you want, if you're the outside corner, you want everyone inside, the 22 players on the field, you want them inside of you. So you are going to be the 22nd player, and then the 21 of them are going to be all to the field, okay? So this guy goes inside. They're simulating him coming off of that, right? So coming off of the inside release and then keying the quarterback here, right? So getting width. So they're also simulating that someone else is stretching him. So like maybe out route from the back, or like, you know, a bubble or something like that. And so what you're supposed to do is you're not supposed to chase it. You're supposed to sink underneath a vertical. So he's sinking underneath that vertical and then reading the quarterback's eyes. Ball is thrown into the flat. He transitions and picks it off. Now, everyone was buzzing about this video because his ability to change direction is just so impressive here, right? So look how quick he comes off this jam here, right? No wasted movement. Gets off of that thing, and then he can still have vision inside. We're going to talk about this a little bit later in the video. He's got vision inside, then he breaks back downhill, picks the thing off. And one thing that you always want to look at with corners and their ability to transition, all DBs, is what does their headgear do when they run and when they change directions, okay? So we can look at him throughout the whole video. His headgear stays at the same level, right? And that's why he's able to transition so fast, because if your headgear is at the same level, that means that your hips are staying at the same level. So that's one of the things that's really impressive about Christian Gonzalez, his ability to change directions. So now let's get into the all 22 of it all right? We're going to watch one clip of the Patriots cover 2 scheme from last year, playing against the Dolphins. And so they're playing that press cover 2 that we talked about here, and we'll key in on the corners here, and we'll start with Myles Bryant. All right, so Myles Bryant here, he's down here, and so we talked about Christian Gonzalez and his headgear. Well, Myles Bryant is standing straight up here. He's messing around with his gloves. He's not getting quick counted either, right? It's not like they rushed to the line of scrimmage or something like that. So he should be down and ready, low, but he's not. Gets the inside release. Fine, you want to cut him loose. Well, now, we talked about how Christian Gonzalez kept his eyes inside. Well, I could be wrong here, but, it looks like he's using this pinwheel technique here, which is not something that the Patriots normally do in cover 2. They usually do this in a different play called Cougar, where it's more of a disguise, right? In Cougar, the corner and the safety are playing cover 2, and everybody else is playing man-to-man coverage. So he's pinwheeling here. I don't think that they told him to do this. This is just bad technique right here. So now he can't see anything. If there's some kind of crosser, if there's a back releasing to the flat or whatever, he's going to miss it for that split second. And in the NFL, the split seconds are all that counts, right? They matter, right? So he's got his back to everything, can't see everything. Not very good. Not very good technique down here at the bottom. Now, up top, we can contrast that with Jonathan Jones. Jonathan Jones looking a lot like Christian Gonzalez here. Look at this. Nice down and low. Gets the inside release. Realizes I got to get that 21-man rule. I got to get outside. Look at how he gets outside, but he still has vision inside. He can see this crosser here, and he can see the 2 receivers here, and he's doing what we call apexing. So he's making sure that he's favoring the deepest route, but he's still close enough that he can rally up and make a tackle if the ball goes into the flat. Really good job here. And ends up being an incomplete pass. So now you can pair Jonathan Jones with Christian Gonzalez, and I think it's going to look a little bit better. So this is the first video of the series talking about Tampa 2. In the next video, we're going to go into way more detail. We're going to watch a lot more clips. We're going to see some of the other new players that have been brought into the Patriots. And we're going to talk about how I think that this scheme, outside of their man-to-man coverage, obviously, man-to-man coverage is their bread and butter. That's what they want to do. But when they want to go zone, I think that they can do some really creative things with this Tampa 2 concept, and they can confuse teams and be one of the hardest teams to be able to complete a ball on when they're in zone. So you're going to want to come back for that video, and there's going to be something extra special with a little VR in that one. So, signing off now. As always, you know what it is. It's Coach Williams, Ball Hawks. We fly. I'm out. Peace.